I am a married, poor, uneducated Austrian man. My name is John Percy Punko. I am leaving home to seek a new life in America. I'm scared to just pack my bag with a few possessions that I can carry and leave with my wife. We have to leave our parents behind. I have been saving for this trip for 5 years. I am the first of my family to make the long journey across the sea to America. I have been hearing the other stories of family members that have already arrived in America, and they feel that the opportunity is truly great. They have been saying things like, I got here as soon as I could, and I never want to go back, because to me it's a privilege to be an American citizen. As I pulled my house door closed for the last time, I looked around and thought about how great it is that in less than 30 days, I will be in America opening the door to my new life. I pulled the $30 ticket out of my coat pocket and thought about the 5 years leading up to this flimsy piece of paper, this ticket to my new life. I give it to the people that are collecting the tickets, and then I rush down and am pushed into the steerage with the other 1,000 people that will be taking the journey with me. We are all like charging animals trying to find bunks so that we can fit our whole family and be together for the next 3 to 4 weeks. After everyone seems to settle down, I hear a loud noise, and I felt this floor underneath me start to move as we start our journey to America. I could already tell that this was going to be a hard journey. The smell was so bad it made me gag. The small, crowded space was packed so tightly, and it was dark, and I was shoved into a hole that only 100 people should be in, but there was 1,000 people. As days went on, the conditions got worse. The waves seemed to get bigger and bigger, so the ship rocked more. People became ill, and the smell, it got worse and worse. The food was poor, and it made people sick, and it was inadequate. The air became very thick, and it was hard to breathe. After 3 weeks of torture, the ship journey was almost at its end. As I felt the ship dock, people grabbed their possessions, and family members rushed to the deck to see the new land. The Lady of Liberty stood tall with her torch leading the way, reminding me I was about to enter a new life and everything was going to be okay. We were put on the barge, jammed so tight that I couldn't turn around. There were so many of us, you see, and the stench was terrible. And when we got to Ellis Island, they put the gangplank down, and there was a man at the foot of the gangplank, and he was shouting at the top of his voice, "Put your luggage here, drop your luggage here, men this way, women and children that way." When I entered the building after leaving the gangplank, I was pushed into a big waiting room. I was waiting for someone to look at me and tell me if I could stay in America or if I had to make the return trip back on the same boat, the same long journey I just took. I waited for 3 hours before I could be seen by a doctor. The doctors did all sorts of tests. I did not create any challenges or raise any issues. They marked all different things on my body, but nothing seemed serious. That was a good sign. Then I went through mental tests and legal tests to make sure that I could stay in America. After I was given permission, I was allowed to exchange my money for American dollars. I could finally get something to eat and make arrangements so that I could find somewhere to stay. Then, the people at Ellis Island gave me tags to put on my jacket so the people that were going to take us either by train or plane to get to the new life could tell where we were going. When we were getting off Ellis Island, we had all sorts of marks on us. We must have looked like merchandise coming from a store. It was very challenging, but I'm glad I made the journey, and now I can start my new life in America.